On my last World Cup wander, I was looking at the first round, first legs of qualification in Africa, including this nice free kick from Stefanos of Namibia. This time we're opening up another new continent, South America, where some of the big boys play, and we started the Estadio Hernando Siles in La Paz, Bolivia, as they took on the original World Cup winners, Uruguay. And it would be Uruguay showing off their World Cup pedigree to start with when Caceres scored with that rebound in the 10th minute. The Uruguayans would double their lead on 69 minutes when Diego Godin headed in from close range to give them a 2-0 lead, which was the final score. Meanwhile, at the Estadio Metropolitano Roberto Melendez in Barranquilla, Colombia were hosting Peru, and Colombia took the lead in the 36th minute through Tio Gutierrez. They were made to wait until the 4th minute of second half injury time to get another goal, which was scored by Cardona, meaning the final score was Colombia 2, Peru 0. Venezuela took on Paraguay next to the Estadio Cachamay in Ciudad Guayana, and it was settled by one late goal by Gonzalez in the 85th minute for Paraguay. Final score, Venezuela 0, Paraguay 1. 2014 World Cup hosts Brazil travelled to the Estadio Nacional Julio Martínez Pradanos in Santiago to take on the 2015 Copa America champions Chile. And Chile took the lead in the 72nd minute through Vargas. The home crowd were being treated, and in fact they were being spoilt, as with 2 minutes left to play, Alexis Sanchez poked another goal in to give Chile a 2-0 win over the 5-time World Cup champions. But it wasn't the biggest shock of the day. That took place at the Estadio Monumental Antonio Vespucci Liberty in Buenos Aires, as Argentina fell to a 2-minute collapse. Firstly in the 81st minute with Erazo heading home from about a yard away, and then a minute later the Ecuadorian attack would storm up the pitch and make it 2-0 thanks to a flick by Felipe Caicedo. Final score, Argentina 0, Ecuador 2, and now straight on to matchday 2. And we continue with Ecuador, as they faced Bolivia at the Estadio Olímpico Atahualpa in Quito. And once again, Ecuador left it late, as Bolanos gave them the lead in the 81st minute. Once again, it was Caicedo that scored their second goal, but this time he didn't get to score it straight away. He had to wait until the 5th minute of injury time when Bolivia conceded a penalty, which he dispatched with ease. So, Ecuador have 2 wins out of 2 and 6 points, and could one of the next 2 teams join them, Uruguay and Colombia, which took place at the Estadio Centenario in Montevideo, the home of the first ever World Cup final. Diego Godin scored his second of the tournament to give Uruguay the lead in the 34th minute. And in the second half, Uruguay made it 2-0 when Roland gave a cheeky little dink over the keeper in the 51st minute. And the points were made safe in the 87th minute when Abel Hernandez fired home from a very acute angle. Final score, Uruguay 3, Colombia 0. And while Uruguay were dancing, Argentina were still smarting from the game with Ecuador, as they visited the Estadio Defensores del Chaco in Asunción, Paraguay. Unfortunately, there was no goals in this game, which meant Argentina opened the South American qualifying with 1 point out of a possible 6. 0-0 final score. Another team smarting from an opening day defeat was Brazil, as they took on Venezuela at the Estadio Castelao in Fortaleza, but it took them less than a minute to get back into the groove, as Willian scored this screamer from just inside the area. On 42 minutes, both Brazil and Willian doubled their tallies, with a goal from a little closer in this time. In the second half, Venezuela got a goal back with this set piece on 64 minutes from Santos. But the Brazilians were not to be denied an opening win of the competition, thanks to Ricardo Oliveira's header on 73 minutes. Final score, Brazil 3, Venezuela 1. The last match of the matchday and the video was also the best match of the matchday and the video, as Peru took on Chile at the Estadio Nacional in Lima. And it would be the visitors that took the lead in the 7th minute through Arsenal striker Alexis Sanchez. But Peru have a superstar striker of their own, and in Jefferson Farfan they got their equaliser in the 10th minute. The hosts were then given the opportunity in the 34th minute to take the lead when Chile conceded a penalty, which Jefferson Farfan stepped up to take and scored. And now, just to confuse you, we're going to show you Chile's equaliser at the other angle, scored by Vargas in the 41st minute. Back to the first angle, and Chile took the lead just before half time thanks to a third goal of the tournament by Alexis Sanchez. Just after half time, Chile extended their lead to 4-2 thanks to some great composure from Vargas as he got his third goal of the tournament as well in the 49th minute. Peru did get another goal, but it wasn't until second half injury time as Guerrero made it 4-3. But that's how it stayed, and Chile joined Uruguay and Ecuador at the top of the table with 6 points each. That's it for this video. We've got more African and Asian qualifiers coming up soon. Like and subscribe!